Was Abraham Lincoln a president?
Yes.
Oh, I thought he was just a whatever publical figure.
Welcome back to Delulu Diaries, where the timelines don't match, but the receipts always do. So I do have some thoughts on the recent stuff that's been going on between Amberlynn Reid and Quirky Love Rosie. However, I have a couple of mini topics that I don't really know how to fit in. So I wanted to make a video on those just to get you guys' thoughts and opinions. And then my next video, when I have a little bit more time to go through Amber's videos and grab some clips, I will talk about the Quirky and Amber situation. So first, I want to talk about something that's been coming up a lot in regards to Amber's diet, which is her need for inpatient help. So a long time ago, she had mentioned that she knew that people were advising that she should get weight loss surgery or that she should do inpatient. And of course, we all know that when she was with Jade, she did start the process to get the surgery. But she had said around that same time that she would not do inpatient because she wouldn't be able to film. She wouldn't be able to earn any money. And something that really has irritated me a lot is that we all know that she had originally gotten demonetized in, I want to say October. It may have been November, but either way, it was, at the end of last year. And so to me, it's like, okay, so you're demonetized. You can't make any content. She knew she wasn't going to do anything until potentially January with Keemstar. Why not take that time to do even a month or two of inpatient care? Yes, I understand that she was saying that she didn't have very much money at that time, but at the same point, I think she was lying about that. I don't think she's been honest about her financial status. I think she had enough money where she could have done inpatient care and gotten by just fine. And regardless of what her financial situation is like or not, I mean, at some point you do have to kind of prioritize your literal health. I mean, it's no secret. You can look at Amber and know that if she doesn't change what is going on with her health very quickly, she's not going to be around much longer. So even if that meant putting some care on a credit card and hoping to get remonetized on YouTube or getting another job or whatever she needed to do, that was the time to do it. And it really bothers me that she has not brought up the fact that she could have done inpatient during this time. Nobody else has brought that up. It has just been totally sidelined, I feel like, when that is what she said her excuse was, is the fact that she couldn't work. Now, granted, let me just say, in case somebody else has brought this up, I don't watch every single reaction channel, and I certainly don't watch every video, even from the reaction channels that I watch. So if somebody else has brought that up, then, I'm glad that other people are talking about it. But for me, I just feel like that's been majorly overlooked because we can all agree that she needs inpatient, and her only excuse for not doing it was that she wouldn't be able to work. And yet here she is taking these extensive breaks from working. Now, of course, she's been more consistent with TikTok, but it took her a very long time to get consistent with that. And let's be real, there was no reason that she had to start on January 1st with Keemstar. Granted, I think that she would have probably had to make an arrangement with him to stay for a certain length of time if she pushed it back. But again, for her health, I think that would have been worth it. And it may have even been good for her to come onto the LCU after doing inpatient, because it would have stirred up more drama that she was actually finally starting to take steps to correct her issues with food, I guess is the best way to put it for YouTube. Okay, so on to the next thing I wanted to talk about that's kind of a little bit related to that. One of you guys left a comment on my video that I went over talking about her exercise and how I felt that she wasn't really doing the what I eat in a day's accurately, I guess. I don't believe her what I eat in a day's, and so I was just going to be focusing on her working out content. And I thought that this comment put it into perspective for me in a way that I know a lot of you guys theorize on, but for me, it just really made things kind of click. So I wanted to bring attention to this in a full video. I am going to have to change some of their verbiage just to make it YouTube safe, but their original content is up on the screen for you guys. So if you want to read that, you absolutely can. I'm going to be starting with their second paragraph just because that's what's relevant to what we're talking about here today. In order to make it YouTube friendly, I am going to swap out food as the word for when they are talking about Tommy's community. I think that just makes the most sense contextually. So just know that whenever I say food, I'm referring to Tommy's community. So they say, I really don't think Amber's what I eat in a days are accurate. I think it's just content she's making that she's hoping can be monetized. She's still making food content, it's just diet food content. I think that's also why we're seeing her exercise. The food community is also into seeing big bodies struggle with exercise. If she loses the weight, I'll eat crow and congratulate her for doing it, but honestly, I don't think she's actually eating a 2,000 calorie diet. Now, I want to take a quick pause there to talk about that part. I had not even considered the fact that that is part of what Tommy's community likes. It's not just about seeing a person, eat a large quantity of food all the time. It is also about seeing the effects of that food on the person. Obviously, every single person inside of a community is going to be different. What is attractive to them is going to be different. The draw is going to be different. So I can't speak to every single person in that community, but the point that they're making is that it is a big appeal for a lot of people in that community to see larger people struggle. And I think that that's the part where it kind of clicked for me. I already knew that there was a pretty high chance that the food content she was posting was kind of split in a way. I feel like she seriously does it partially for the people in Tommy's community and partially for people who are looking for weight loss advice. I don't think she's intending to necessarily actually give good weight loss advice. I think it is just one of those things where that's a large community of people that you can get. So if you have people who are coming to your content and are like, oh, she's on a diet and I'm on a diet, that's a great way to get a bunch of people to follow you. But then if that same content has undertones that would appeal to Tommy's community, then you have a second audience there. So strategically for business, I think that she is playing it a little bit on the smart side where it does appeal to two very large sections of people. Obviously, I believe that there is more people watching her content that are either from YouTube or are on the dieting side, because if you look at her comments, a ton of people are like, oh, don't listen to the haters, you've got this, you're doing great, blah, blah, blah. So I think that's the majority of it. But the people in Tommy's community that may be watching these things are likely sending her money behind the scenes, especially because I don't think that it can be overstated the fact that when she was on her last TikTok live talking with Tommy and Stefan, she made a little throwaway joke that after being live on TikTok, she was going to go onto OnlyFans. And I didn't really mention it there, but I do feel like it's very likely that Amber is on another website that is like OF because, I just feel like she's getting money from outside sources, let's put it that way. And to make a joke like that, I don't know, given the fact that she was with Stefan and Emily, it feels a little targeted, I guess I'll put it that way. So yeah, I can't speak to if she's on Phoebe or if she's on OF or anything like that, but I can just say that I have my suspicions that she may be, or at the very least, I think that she is getting money from somebody like Ron. Just to be clear, this is total speculation. Don't sue me. I'm not saying this is what's happening. I'm just saying that this is a narrative that would make sense in my mind. So let me know what you guys think about that down below. If you think she's getting alternate money or if you think that she is just posting this content for everybody to see. And if it happens to appeal to Tommy's community, then great, or what. It's also totally possible that she is sort of getting away with selling this stuff through Cameo because it doesn't have to be explicit in order for it to be for that community. So I don't know. I think there's a lot of ways she could be monetizing this. Anyways, I do want to talk about one more part of this person's comment where they say, I also believe if she was sticking to the diet, she would be struggling mentally and emotionally with the adjustment. If it was as easy as she's making it out to be, she would have made the change years ago. Where's the new coping mechanism to replace food? Because we saw her crashing out while on Zoloft already, so I doubt medication alone is the only regulation tool Amber needed once you take away the food as a coping mechanism. Now, this whole time I had been going under the assumption that Amber was trying out a diet and would crash and burn within the 4 weeks, as is standard procedure. I thought she was doing a better job than average, but I also thought, well, she's getting older. Shit kind of hit the fan with her losing her main source of monetization. Maybe she finally got the kick that she needed to make it a little bit longer. I didn't think that it was going to be a long-lasting diet by any means. I thought for sure she was going to get off of it, but looking back, I can definitely see a lot of signs of her, in my opinion, misleading the audience by what she was eating. I mean, the days where she would be like, oh, I had 1,500 calories, 1,600 calories, and I'm just like so satisfied. I don't even need to eat over that or whatever. Followed by a couple of days where she still, quote, stayed on track. I just find that very difficult to believe. And even in the moment, I was like skeptical of it, but I didn't want to call it out because I just don't think it's like super fun to say she's lying if there's no evidence. But just like this commenter said, I mean, you can only do that for so long before it becomes like, okay, when are you going to talk about having a hard day? When are you going to talk about things that you're doing in order to quiet food noise? Because the other thing is that just recently, I believe in March or April of this year, she started taking the Wegovy pill. It was right around the time that everybody was going to the LCU camp. She had mentioned that she started taking the pill, and so that was like right at the end of March. And she was not able to lose the weight at that time. So just like this person said, if you're already on a medication that's supposed to help you kind of regulate your mood and that's not helping, and then on top of that, you add in a medication that is supposed to help you to reduce food noise and, eat less and lose weight and stuff like that, and that's not enough, then how come all of a sudden when you need it to work for you, it's working for you just like that? There's no, today was really hard, or I thought about this a lot, or, I thought that I was going to for sure skip on my diet, but I ended up going out for a walk with Twinkie, or going to bed a little bit early, or, I just talked myself out of it, or had like a 0-calorie coffee or something. You know what I mean? Like, why not say something like, it was tough, this is what I did to cope with it? She hasn't said that one single time from what I've seen. I do still plan on going back and watching her TikToks to kind of catch up on all of that, but Mr. Delulu had this week off, and so I was kind of just enjoying relaxing at home with him, so I haven't really caught up on the girl world stuff. I did watch majority of her most recent live stream. She actually went live while I was editing my members only video, and so I saw like the first 2/3 of it, and that's why I have a lot of stuff to say about her and Quirky Lover Izzy, but I do want to finish watching the whole live before I make any comments on that. So anyways, that was my second point. I did have a third thing I wanted to talk about. So the last thing I want to talk about in this video is her disappearing vlog. Like, I don't understand what is so difficult for her about just either shutting up and vlogging or not talking about like what she's doing. Because first of all, I was already kind of annoyed that she made reference to the fact that she was going to be vlogging through this entire 3 months. Pretty much immediately after she had gotten demonetized for the second time, she said she was working on a vlog. You guys will recall that's when she said that she had destroyed her journals, but she didn't want to talk about the reason why, because she had vlogged it. Now, I did talk to some of my personal friends that I talked to about Girl World, and they had theorized that perhaps she had like decided that she was going through a difficult time and didn't want to post that for whatever reason. She just felt like it was too emotional, whatever. That's fine. And I can give her that, maybe something happened with vlog A where she just felt like she couldn't do it. But then she comes on here, she goes live on YouTube and says she's going to be back. Then she does not come back for another 8 days, which I understand is not that long of a time, but like when you just said you're going to be back and like posting kind of consistently, I would expect once a week. 8 days is not once a week. And then she says, oh man, I wish I would have vlogged, but I need to vlog from Monday to Monday or whatever. So in typical Amberlynn fashion, even though she went live on, it was either a Friday or a Saturday, it was towards the end of a week, She had to start on Monday. So then the next Monday rolls by when she would have uploaded the vlog and she didn't upload it. And then we start hearing her talk about how she's building a backlog of vlogs, which doesn't even make sense. Like, isn't the whole point of vlogging that you want to see what that person is doing while it's current? She hasn't posted it yet, and I'm pretty sure we're going on 2 weeks of it being late by. I think that if she had posted it on time the first time, it would have been posted in July on the 27th, I think. And so, you know, obviously here we are. It's August 8th as of me recording this. So she still hasn't posted it. If I had to guess, I don't think she's even filmed anything, honestly. I would guess if we get a vlog that it is just like an extended cut of her TikToks or something, but I don't think that she's been vlogging. I just don't see how it makes sense to post a vlog and not have it be up to date. Because the only thing that would make sense to me would be for like safety reasons. You might not want to be like, oh, I'm going here or whatever, and like letting people know where you are. But if she's going to be doing a whole week at a time, then obviously that week would have passed. You know what I mean? So I don't think that that's a valid reason. So I just don't know what's going on with her vlogs. Do you guys think that she is actually filming these vlogs and she's just not posting them yet so that she can like get a backlog? Do you think that this is an excuse because she's been wanting to just film TikTok and she can't figure out how to film something for TikTok and then repurpose it for a YouTube vlog because obviously one is in portrait and one is in landscape? Do you guys think that she has been vlogging, but like for whatever reason has been scrapping those vlogs? Like, so yeah, I guess that's what I'm curious about. Like, what are your feelings on the whole inpatient situation? I think most of us agree that she needs inpatient, but like, do you think that she should have gone when she was demonetized, or do you think her financial situation was in dire enough straits? Do you think that she is making content, including her exercise videos, for Tommy's community? And then what are your thoughts on the vlog, which we just kind of went over? Let me know what you guys think. I'm really curious. I'll probably make a follow-up video with whatever comments are left that are like, I don't know, thought-provoking. Because I do like hearing from you guys, and I think a lot of times you have a lot of stuff to shed light on. I'm hoping that my next video will be on the whole Amberlynn versus Quirky Love Rosie thing. But other than that, if you made it this far, you already know. Stay Delulu, but not that Delulu. And I'll catch you in the next one.